Okay. Hi, everyone. I am here to present to you about Deschutes energy future and some local energy data. And this is a makeup video for the July Power Hour that we weren't able to have. First of all, what does energy use look like in Deschutes County? How do we use energy here? Out of all the energy that we use in our buildings, in our homes or businesses, about 55% of that energy is from electricity, from our electric utilities, and about 45% is natural gas that we use to heat our homes or to cook. And every year to power our lives, the people of Deschutes County buy about 12,000 billion BTUs of energy from electric and gas utilities, and that's British thermal units, which is a unit of energy. And you can see that breakdown by year over the past 5 years or so in that graph. And then in 2021, we don't just use energy to power our buildings, right? We also use energy for transportation. So in 2021, Deschutes County residents bought over 100 million gallons of gasoline and over 20 million gallons of diesel fuel. So where does that energy come from? Now you can see here total energy consumed by type. A huge chunk of that, 58%, is transportation energy from that gasoline and that diesel that we buy. Electricity is about 23% and natural gas is 19%. But electricity can be generated in a bunch of different ways from a bunch of different sources. So of that 23%, that electricity, where does that actually come from initially? So about 40% of that electricity is hydropower, which is fairly clean, renewable energy. And then 28% of that energy comes from coal, and then 11% from natural gas. And then some wind and solar and other renewables, and then you end up with geothermal and biomass at less than 1% each. So that's kind of the breakdown of where the electricity that's coming out of your walls, where does that come from? How is that produced in the first place? Can we do better? We believe here at the Environmental Center that yes, we can do better. We can electrify our homes so that we can have less impact on the environment, and we can improve our energy outcomes as a community by working together. So how are we going to do that? Our idea here at the Environmental Center is for a community-led energy plan for the people of Deschutes County. This will have a variety of benefits, including decreasing our climate impact. The most effective way to reduce our impact on the climate is to reduce emissions from energy, either by electrifying our transportation and our heating, or by making our homes more efficient so we use less energy in the first place. And then collaboration across the whole region. As you might know, our region is growing really quickly. People really like living here and more people want to move here. So working together across public and private sectors will help us accomplish that as we sort of experience these growing pains and make sure that we get everybody's best foot forward. And then saving money by going local with our energy. So energy planning and doing this energy planning for the future isn't a sacrifice. It's actually a huge benefit to help families, businesses, and governments actually save money from having local energy and becoming more energy efficient. So this idea took shape into Deschutes Energy Future, which is our exciting new initiative from the Environmental Center that has been based on 2 years of energy-related community engagement and research. And the end goal for this initiative is to develop a grassroots community-led energy action plan so we can start to make some of these goals a reality. Some of the things that make this initiative unique are that is led by and for the community. There are a lot of energy plans across the state, but most of them are led and funded by local governments. You might have also heard of climate plans, but those aren't normally fully community-led. So we think this is a really exciting opportunity to put the needs of our community first. We also are going to be prioritizing our county's rural communities, which don't have the same kind of planning resources as Bend and aren't covered by, you might have heard of Bend's community climate action plan, but that doesn't really cover those rural communities, and those communities might not have their own resources in order to create this kind of plan for themselves and fund these types of projects. So that's why we want to do a lot of outreach and really include those rural communities as well. And then we also are going to be highly collaborative with lots of different opportunities for public engagement and really leverage our partnerships with local businesses, governments, and community organizations, and build a true network of the community that is working on this together. All right. So what is actually going to be in this community plan? So each of these, we have 3 focus areas for Deschutes Energy Future, and each of them will end up having an advisory group of community members that will help them develop goals and projects for each of the focus areas in the Energy Action Plan. So the first one is local, renewable, and resilient energy. That focuses on energy production and how we can have more local energy production and have more clean energy production. The next one is energy in buildings. So back to, that natural gas, that electricity figure that we were looking at, that energy in buildings, making our buildings more efficient, having them run directly on green energy when applicable, that kind of things, and making everything more affordable for the people who own those buildings. And then transportation and mobility. As you saw, a huge chunk of our total energy comes from transportation. So trying to electrify that transportation or reduce the need for people to take trips in cars altogether and have more public transportation options or more bikeable options. So those are the 3 broad focus areas that we're going to be looking at for Deschutes Energy Future. And now I just want to tell you guys a little bit about what is next for this initiative. Our next steps are assembling our leadership team, which will be a team of community members with unique lived experience or technical experience related to energy. And that is the team that is going to lead the development of this plan. And if you want to get involved, contact Lindsay. Her email address is on the screen there, and see if you would be a good fit to be a guiding voice for this planning effort. Because we need as many people as possible to get involved and be interested. And next, we are also launching a special fundraising appeal to help fund the formation of this leadership team and make sure everybody is compensated fairly for their expertise. And you can get involved by actually giving to that fundraiser today. The fundraising page is up and supporting this important work. So that special appeal is down here in this QR code in the corner. And you can give to that today if you want to support this effort. And then third, we are going to be continually gathering input from our community on how we can make an energy action plan that best fits the community's needs. So you can get involved in that in the same way that you're getting involved right now by listening to me. Keep an eye out for more environmental center events related to energy. Stay up to date on our Deschutes Energy Future webpage, which is right there at the top, that first QR code. And if you go to that page, you can also learn a lot more about what Deschutes Energy Future is and what our plans are. So that's all that I have for everybody today. Thank you so much for tuning in. And please email Lindsay with any kind of questions that you might have about this. And again, apologies for having to cancel Power Hour, but hopefully you learned a little something today from this presentation. Thanks, everyone.